Hey folks, hope you're having a fantastic day or evening, depending on when you're watching this video. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, by the way. This is our review of Hillsborough River State Park. This park is located in Tampa, Florida. It's just on the outskirts of Tampa, Florida, but still within Hillsborough County. It is right on the border of Hillsborough County and Pasco County. This is a park we've camped at many, many times. So much that our kids actually got burned out of the park and didn't want to come back here for a while. But they've since enjoyed coming back here, even though they've grown. We come here, I would say probably at least once a year, maybe twice, depending on where we can get reservations or what's going on and what our mood is. But it is a park that we're very familiar with. We're going to give you an honest review, as we do with all our reviews. There is no such thing as a perfect park, perfect campground, perfect everything. That doesn't exist. Everything has its pros and cons, just like, you know, I'm not perfect either, but Lauren is still recovering from surgery, and she, as always, we sit down when we review a park because we don't always see eye to eye. There's things that she likes about different parks and things that I like about different parks, things that I'm not so keen on, and things that she may not be too keen on. And we have different perspectives because when we go camping, we have different duties. So anyway, hope you enjoy this video. Again, please like and subscribe so that we can, we're trying to build up our base here and bring you some more entertainment as well. We're not monetized, so we don't make any money. We do all these on our own dime, so and for fun. So we really hope you like it, and please leave us a comment whether you like it or not. So, alrighty, but thanks everyone. As we're circling around, we're coming up to the campground right here on the right, and as we go in, if you keep going straight, you'll go into loop 1, but we're going to turn and make another right here as we're entering the campground. And when you go to the right, you'll go to loops 2 and 3, which is down this dirt road here, and you'll come up on the dump station on the left. The Hillsborough River flows right through the Hillsborough River State Park, and if you like canoeing or kayaking, this is a great place to do that. The river does offer some Class 2 rapids in the park, and I believe they're the only Class 2 rapids in the entire state. You can also view the Class 2 rapids down one of the trails, which is just a short distance from the parking lot. We're entering loop 2 right now, and the entire campground with loops 1, 2, and 3 have 112 sites, all of which have electric and water, picnic table, fire ring, and some of the sites do have 50 amp service, but most of them just have 30 amp. The maximum RV length for this campground is 50 feet, so it can accommodate most rigs. The campground is very old and has some very old oak trees, so use caution when navigating through the campground to get to your site. And it's very easy to rub your trailer or motorhome up against a tree if you're not careful, especially if you're arriving after dark. Each loop has its own restrooms, hot showers, and laundry facilities. The campsites do not have sewer hookups, but the campground does have a dump station, and pets are welcome in the campground for those of us who have our pets. We've been camping at this park for well over 30 years. And we've camped here many, many times. I used to tent camp here when I was younger with my friends growing up. The park has a pool, but in all my years of camping here, we've only been able to swim in it once. The pool has always been closed for some reason or another. And at the time of the writing of this blog, the pool and Fort Foster were closed and scheduled to reopen in 2023, but we'll see if that ever happens. It was originally scheduled to open in 2022. Campground now has glamping as well, which is something new. These are basically really fancy tents that you can reserve in the campground near the river. What's included is a high quality bed, clean sheets, and a comforter, air conditioning, and a heater if needed, a mini fridge, coffee maker, home style decor, some electrical outlets to charge your devices, and a barbecue grill. So just bring your food, clothes, shower necessities, camp stove, and you're ready to enjoy a great weekend. The park has a lot of history, as most Florida parks do. Fort Foster is nice to see, but at the time of this recording, it was closed, as I mentioned, until further notice. The park does have primitive group camping, primitive camping, and there are quite a few trails throughout the park which can be very scenic. Some with some great views from the suspension bridge over the river, and just a good portion of this park is in lowland areas, and these areas are prone to flooding during the spring and summer. It is not uncommon for these sites to flood. We've been here camping when our entire site was flooded. This is coming around to the end of Loop 3, and all your campsites are very close to a restroom. All of them are, all the restrooms are within close proximity to all the campsites. So here are a few of our takeaways from the park, and let's start with the size. The overall sizes of the campsites are good and can accommodate good sized rigs. There are some smaller sites, obviously, but if you pick a site that's applicable to your rig size, you should have plenty of room to extend your awnings, etc. If you're tenting, you're going to have plenty of room. So we're making our way into Loop 1 now. The distance between the sites is about average. The sites aren't stacked right next to each other. There is a bit of a buffer between them. And because this campground has so many old trees, the sites for the most part are all shaded. There's very few of them that have full sun. And this is great for tenters, for get-togethers at your site, etc. So even though prices have gone up everywhere, Florida state parks are still a value. They're not as cheap as some of the other states, but hey, it's Florida. The amenities at this park are very good. At the time of this recording, the park was under construction, so a lot of the amenities were closed. But we have experienced them in the past. We're hoping that they're updating the concession stand and some of the other amenities with some things that we've seen at some of the other parks, but we'll see. As far as the park's location, it's really, really good. Although you're out in the woods, you do have nearby shopping such as grocery stores, Walmart, and even a Camping World is just a few miles away. Your self-service should work fine here. This park is on the outskirts of Tampa, so it basically has everything you could possibly need nearby. The facilities at this park are about average for a state park. Bathrooms and showers are typically clean. They're old and dated, but and haven't been updated in years, but they're clean and well maintained. Each site has a fire pit, and the sites are kept clean. The power outlets are well maintained, and we've never had any issues with the electrical system or the water at this park. The breakers and everything seem to be checked pretty regularly. far as noise at the campground, it's not bad, but as you know, noise travels in the woods, and this park is no exception. The park is located right off of Highway 301, and the highway does have quite a bit of traffic, even though it's only a 2-lane highway. So depending on your site location, you may have the occasional tractor trailer cruising down the highway every so often. The campers in the campground are typically families and retirees, so they usually are experienced campers and know the campers' codes of quiet time. Here's the pool and concession stand area. The pool's currently closed until 2023. I'm not sure what they're doing to it if they ever reopen it again. At the concession stand, though, that's actually closed, but you can rent kayaks, bikes, and some other things. I think some canoes and stuff there as well. Overall, we rated this park 3.6 out of 5, which is above average for us, if you're familiar with our rating system. We'll continue to keep this park on our camping list and to go camping here at least 2 times a year, and we'll keep you posted of any changes. We do like this park and do feel that it's a nice place to get out to. Camped at this park when a hurricane was on the other side of the state and was scheduled to cut through. We did get a lot of rain. The park staff was very honest with us about whether they would need to evacuate the park or not if the hurricane was to turn, but all we got was a lot of rain. Us and some friends of ours that were camping with us at another site right across from us, all of our sites were flooded. Pretty much all the sites in the park were flooded during that hurricane, which is not uncommon for this particular park. This park is right on the Hillsborough River, and what we have noticed though recently is they are starting to elevate some of these sites. So they're building, they're putting some 4x4s down and filling them with some gravel, or not really gravel, but it's shell that they get from the ocean, and they're filling them up with that. Same thing as gravel basically, but they use that to build it up off the ground so that they're not flooding as much. But they've done it to a few of them. They're still doing some more, but as I'm driving around here today, there's a lot of standing water on a lot of these sites, and I can see where a lot of these sites have been underwater recently. So but just something to keep in mind if you're camping here during the summer, or during basically during the summer, during the rainy season in Florida. If you're camping here during the winter, you're probably not going to have any problems, or from fall on to spring, you really don't have anything to worry about. The rainy season doesn't really get kicked up till the end of April here in Florida, and runs all the way through September. End of September, it'll start to pick up a little bit, or start to let